Hey everybody, new sandwich here, and today we're going to be looking at some games that I recently got from GameStop, and with varying levels of stickerage and other general filth from, just pre-owned games. Funny story, I've actually traded games in the GameStop, and they thought they were stolen because they looked like they were brand new, and the cases had absolutely nothing on them. But not everyone takes quite as good of care of their games as what I do, and probably some of you do. So when you're getting pre-owned games and you're bringing them into your collection, you want to kind of clean them up a little bit and have them be as clean as possible. And it's always kind of surprising just how nasty some of these games are. So like the Boom Blocks is in really great shape. There's hardly anything on it at all. Ninja Gaiden and Wet have a little bit more, and No More Heroes isn't too bad. It's kind of a moderately dirty game case, but yeah, so I'll show you different strategies for getting rid of the stickers and what I do to make sure that it's clean. One thing that I noticed after doing this was using a paper towel. You may get some scratches on the case. Being that it's pre-owned, you probably already have scratches, but you could use a microfiber if you didn't want to use a paper towel, probably to avoid some scratches. I also use a wet paper towel, and that's to kind of to loosen things up when you first get started, and it's also really good for getting off any of the adhesive remover that I use. And then finally using the dry paper towel to get rid of anything that's left. This adhesive remover is amazing. It goes on easy, comes off easy, and really does a great job. So right off the bat here, we'll start with No More Heroes. This one really wasn't too bad. It had a little bit of leftover from the sticker up top there, kind of some general yuckiness, and around the back there's still a sticker on there, a pre-owned sticker that we're going to want to get off of there. And again, general yuckiness. So I think with that, we'll go ahead and get started. So I'll do this in super fast motion because watching this can be a little bit boring at normal speed. But so here, when you're taking these stickers off, GameStop does a good job with using a sticker now that comes off relatively easy. But if you use the bottom of your thumb or the side of your thumb while you're peeling them off, you can do an even better job of avoiding any of the adhesive sticking onto the case. Another little trick, only with these new stickers, is that you can use them to kind of rip off any little bit of adhesive that's on there, which is what you just saw me doing there. So now I'll do a real quick once over with the wet paper towel to just kind of get any surface level stuff off, which you can see there. A quick dry, and then I'll use this adhesive. I put just a little bit on a paper towel and go over it real quick, just like I did with the wet paper towel. And this gets anything that you just kind of couldn't get with just paper towel. It gets a little bit more of a deeper clean, and I think you can really tell a difference whenever that adhesive remover is used. You can just see the case looks already so much better and shiny. Usually on the sides, I just use a wet paper towel because you really want to be careful when you're getting close to the top plastic there, because if any of that adhesive or the water gets in that crack there with where the art is, it'll leave a mark, and you'll kind of just be like, great, I just spent all the time cleaning this, and now the artwork is all messed up. So yeah. There's one that wasn't too bad. It really wasn't awful to get all the stuff off of, but you can see gross, like nasty, much better, thumbs up. Up next, we have wet, and this one I was a little worried about just because usually when you see those yellow stickers, that means they've been on there for quite some time. And here you have like layering of the stickers on the front and the back. They'll have their new one and then the old, like EB Games, I think is what it may be, from way back. And then they have those on the spine, which can sometimes be a real pain. But yeah, this one really didn't turn out to be too bad. Again, you'll see me like kind of picking at it. And when you're doing it, you could use like a little plastic tool, but I usually just end up using my fingernail, which is probably pretty gross considering you can see all the nastiness that comes off of these. But if you go at it at like a real small angle, like a 20 or 30 degree angle, you can get underneath there. If you go at it too sharp, you can actually like start peeling up the plastic of the game case, and I've done that on numerous occasions years ago. I've since learned the error of my ways, but that's something you want to be careful of. So we got the front clean there, nothing too big. So here we're getting the back sticker off. Luckily that sticker on the front came off relatively easily, and so did the back one. One thing you want to avoid is if you start seeing the sticker start separating, you can actually attack it from a different angle. And actually what I found here was maybe someone did what I just described, but the plastic of the case was actually ripped, and I could kind of pick at the plastic there. So I grabbed some scissors and cleaned that up. So here I'm just doing some final once over with the wet paper towel and the adhesive remover, and it turned out pretty good. I mean, there's a few dings here and there, but I think it turned out pretty well. Now this one was an easy one. Like, this looked like someone unwrapped it and that was it. You know, like they unwrapped it and then promptly sold it back to GameStop, which was what may have happened. I don't know. So I just do real quick with the wet paper towel and dry it, and then use a little bit of the adhesive and then dry it. Same thing front and back, just to get any kind of surface stuff off. And usually that adhesive really cleans things really well, and it's very, like, the plastic's very smooth. So even if something doesn't look like it has any filth, I'll still go over it. Now this one is gross. So we've got a stack of stickers. We have one of those side stickers they used to put on where they would close the game up, and then so you can see the residue from that paper sticker that was there to hold the case closed, and we've got more layered stickers on the back. So this one I was a little worried about. And you can see right there, gross. Like, underneath that sticker was just so nasty, and the bottom layer is still on the case. So with that, I'll put the adhesive like right on there, like you just saw me do, and I'll do the same on the back here, and just kind of let that simmer for a little bit and do its thing. So here's what I was talking about with working along that seam of the case where the artwork is. I just go ahead and take that out of there, because if that gets in there again, it really will screw things up. So just take everything out of the case, and this will be a time where that plastic tool comes in handy, because with this kind of stuff where it's just a little bit left over, boy, that was nasty, so gross. It's really easy to tear, and once it tears, it can become a real pain. So if you can get it all off in just one thing there, with the kind of prying out a corner and slowly peeling it, that is much easier than having it tear and having to go at it in little pieces. So luckily both the front and the back came off pretty easily. I put a little bit more of the adhesive remover on the side thing there, and you can see just how gross that is. Like, ew, so gross. And so go in here, and I realized that this is super filthy, and I should probably be using the plastic tool there instead of my fingernails. So I made the switch. And now this is more of just kind of a once over to get anything that kind of stuck around. And one thing you want to be careful of, you see me, I have a paper towel underneath there. If you're working on a surface that you think could get messed up by the adhesive remover, it's a good thing to put that plastic down, because when you're cleaning really nasty cases like this one, it's gonna get on the surface that you have it on. So and it's gonna get slippery too. So you can you'll drop it, and it might get on. Like, if you're using a nice wooden desk, I don't know if it'll hurt it or not, but I'd always rather be safe than sorry. So now here you'll see me using this paper towel in between the case, and what that does is just make sure there's not any moisture or adhesive that did slip underneath there. Again, it's always better to be safe than sorry. So now that the case is all clean, I'll go ahead and put the artwork back in, line everything up nicely, and put the disc back in, and just get rid of that, because who needs who needs those little pamphlets anymore. So there we go. There's Ninja Gaiden, all cleaned up, and here I kind of lay out. You can see all of the grossness that came off of theirs. I mean, there's the disgusting stickers, the paper towels, so gross. So get all this garbage out of here and take a look at what we have now that everything's clean. So here's what everything looks like after it's been all cleaned up, nice and pretty, and you can see the difference is huge. Like some of them, I mean, almost look like brand new, like the boom blocks, and even the Ninja Gaiden that was in the worst shape looks amazing. So there it is. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this video will help you after your next GameStop or flea market or yard sale haul that you have, and get your games clean and you can add them to your collection without worrying about them contaminating everything else. And let me know what you thought of this video down in the comments, and hit that like button if you liked it. And hit subscribe if you want to see more, and you want to see more of what I'm up to. I'd really appreciate it, and if not, I hope to catch you on the next one, and I hope you have an excellent day. Alright everybody, bye bye.